Have I been doing this all wrong? You know, I've been talking about intimacy in marriage for a while now, but it just crossed my mind. Am I making this worse? And you may say, Mary, what on earth are you talking about? Well, I'm always trying to give steps and points and these little sound bites, but if that just adds to the feeling of stuffiness or that it's not approachable, then maybe I'm making it worse. And if I've been making it worse, I am really sorry. Because what Christians need is real talk about sex. We don't need all this keep everything at arm's length and this safe distance and let's cloak it in this language that everybody's okay with. Because when you're at home and you are with your spouse, real things are happening and you are using real language and not just euphemisms and this language that isn't at the heart. So I don't want to add to that. And I know that churches have great foundations, but not all of them are called to have these real talks. And some of them just aren't ready, aren't prepared. Seriously, I just did a survey on sexual wholeness and I asked people, what do you want your church to do for you, for everyone in regards to sexual wholeness? And I got a lot of responses. But up to this point, there's been misinformation, and there's been information that is with the wrong motivation, and we can't have that anymore. And Christians have gotten stuck there because they let the word from the leadership be the only word that they go by, and they have to seek God themselves because they are responsible to God for their relationship. But you know, churches aren't the only one that I have a question about. Sometimes there are professionals on here speaking that it feels like they don't have any personal commitment or connection to these issues. And if you haven't been through it, then you're just speaking from a different place. And real insight comes from real experiences. Now, I'm so grateful for my training, but you know what? It helped me first. So when I became a life coach, I was able to apply all of those things to my life. And when I became a sex educator, I learned so much to help me where I was. And then I wanted to share that with others because there was such an amazing difference. I truly believe that when God brings that healing, that you have both the anointing and the authority to share it with others. So that is my motivation to talk about intimacy in marriage, because issues from your past do not need to rob your future. You know, I had a very dysfunctional past, both as a child growing up in a family that did not have real conversations about issues. Everybody had this kind of polite distance or else they'd blow up. And then in other relationships that I've been in, sex was distorted and there wasn't a lot of truth about it. And there was a lot of silence and expectations. You know, it just wasn't healthy. And I had to have a huge learning curve to get to this place, but I believe it is possible for others. And so I'm making a big change here. And that starts with a promise to you to have real talks about sex and to answer real questions that come up in everyday life, and to find a way that it's going to help you and not be uncomfortable. And I'll give you a quick example here, because I talk to clients all the time who are wrestling with things. Like there was a woman recently who said, you know, it seems like my husband is either not interested in sex or not interested in me. She really didn't want to think about either one of those possible answers. And she's like, should I just take things into my own hands? Yes, literally. She's like, should I just get a vibrator and take care of my needs? So that is a real issue that she's dealing with. And I also have men that will come up to me and they'll say, Mary, I don't know why her answer is always no. It's like I can't do anything to help her find that answer to be yes. What is the bridge to making a yes happen in our relationship? So that's what I want to dive into, these real issues that are coming up. And I believe that God does have the answer, and He's not embarrassed about sex. And together, you and I can find that path that's going to feel real and that's going to bring change that you want. Thanks so much.